Today for writing, you are going to be looking at the list that you made yesterday of all the different stories that you've seen and all the stories that you wish you'd seen. I made my list, and these are some of the things that are on both sides. Everybody's list is going to be different because we've all read different books and we all like and are interested and experience different things. When I say it's a new idea, it doesn't necessarily mean that there's not any book anywhere that's written about that topic. It means that I personally don't know of a book or I haven't read a book about that topic. So, I'm going to go ahead and get started today. Today's assignment is to write a story based on one of these ideas. Okay? So, I go through these lists and I think about ideas that I've seen, like animals talking, friends moving away, sibling drama, having trouble at school or arguing with friends, or somebody winning a race or winning a game. In the new ideas, I've got one about somebody who runs cross country, living during the pandemic, living with virtual learning. I really would be interested in reading a story about what it was like before people had the internet and then like getting the internet, because that's something that I experienced because when I was in elementary school and middle school and most of high school, we didn't have the internet. And I think it would be really interesting to read about how other people felt and how that changed their lives. I'd also be interested in reading things about people being short because I'm short, and sometimes it would make me feel better to read about other people's experiences, positive and negative. And then about getting glasses. I'm sure there are lots of stories out there about people getting glasses, but I'm interested in a story that talks about, what it's like to get the glasses, and that it's what it's like to kind of be a person who always has glasses. So those are the things that I'm thinking about, and I can just start, and then if I change my mind, I can always start a new story. But when I look at this list, I think I might want to write a story today about what it's like to win a race or a game. All right. So for me, I'm going to pick this one, and I'm going to choose a race just because that's what I'm more familiar with. And to start off with, it might be easier if I write something about a topic that I'm more familiar with, and then as I have time and I learn more about the writing process, I can write about things that I'm not familiar with. I'm going to go ahead and white out my line here because I made it too long. Okay, so I want to just start writing. I'm not going to think that much about it. I do want to think about the things that I learned. So I'm going to think about all the things I learned from age, elementary school all the way through now. And you can think about all the things that you learned up in third grade and how to write a story. Because it's not just you journaling about nothing. This is you starting your own very first narrative of fourth grade. Okay? So I think about how I want to start. I don't really want to start with Once Upon a Time because it's not a fairy tale, and I don't think that's a very clever beginning. So I'm going to start with a quote. Dang it. I lost again. I'm going to name my character Anne. So this is my start. Dang it, I lost again. I notice I put my quotation marks in the wrong place. I better fix that. Dang it, I lost again. Anne was running across the finish line at the park. She was in third place. Her coach and her teammates cheered for her. So I'm going to go ahead and write this story, and you'll come back when I'm done writing it. So I've been writing for a few minutes, and this is what I have. Dang it, I lost again. Anne was running across the finish line at the park. She was in third place. Her coach and her teammates cheered for her. Although she'd tried her best, Anne was disappointed. She really wanted to win. As she approached her mom, she already knew what her mom would say. Right on cue, her mom reached out to hug her, even though she was super sweaty. Gross. And said, "I'm proud of you. You looked great out there." So that's my start. I wrote for about 5 minutes. Today I would like for you to write for at least 10 to 15 minutes. If you finish your story, that's fine. You can also just set a timer and write for 10 to 15 minutes, and then if you don't finish it, that's also fine. But I want you to keep in mind that your goal is to write a story from beginning to end. You want to make sure that you think that it's the best story that you can do in the next day or so.